Silent Hill was always meant a really big deal to me. The first game on the PS1 was actually the very first game I ever rented for the PS1, which drastically ages me as if the gray beard wasn't already giving it away. Fucking old, dude. That scared me so badly at the time that I had to take my, I think it was not even a 12-inch, it was like a 10-inch tube TV. It was maybe that big. And I had to drag it from my living room, or from my bedroom into the living room so that I didn't have to play it alone, and I didn't have to play it at night, because that game scared me so much that I just couldn't do it. I was like 7, all right? Like, I'm old, dude. So when rumblings of a Silent Hill movie started making their way onto the early internet, I was still at the age where I wasn't really concerned about if they're gonna screw it up. I was more just, you know, excited that it was happening at all. Don't you miss that? When the world still felt like it had some whimsy left in it? The first Silent Hill was released in 2006 when I was 13, which was probably way too young to be watching something like this in hindsight, but, you know, whatever. Look how awesome I turned out. It was a bit of a passion project for Christophe Gaunt. I think his name is Gaunt. He's French, dude. I'm French, but I don't know any French. I think it's Gaunt. Who had been wanting to make this movie since 1999, back when he was making Brotherhood of the Wolf. Does anyone else remember that? Monica Bellucci? Damn. Dude was going so far as to send 40-minute interviews with himself to Konami trying to get them to okay it. He really wanted to get this done. Took 5 years of persistence, but they finally agreed. God, I wish Capcom did the same thing with Resident Evil.
My name is Alice.
There's things this movie gets wrong, but it gets a lot right. The movie is a loose adaptation of the first game's story, but it has elements of Silent Hill 2 and 3 mixed into the melting pot. Rather than Harry Mason, our lead is Rose Da Silva, played by Radha Mitchell. Her adopted daughter, Sharon, keeps having dreams about a town called Silent Hill.
We're going home. Silent Hill! Silent Hill! Rose!
So against her husband's better judgment, she takes Sharon to the town. And while I think Radha does a fine job, honestly, I kind of just wish they made Sean Bean's character the lead and had him go to Silent Hill instead. Make it feel a little closer to the first game, you know? Maybe I'm just biased because it's Sean Bean, but I can't be the only one who thinks that. Also, Rose is kind of dumb. She loves to yell, and at one point she runs into the Midwich school, and the moment she gets in the door, she just starts yelling for Sharon. Now keep in mind, at this point in the movie, she's already encountered 2 different monsters. Woman, you don't know what the hell's in there. Like, what are you doing? Sean Bean would never. Along the way, Rose gets followed by a cop named Sybil Bennett, a character from the first game that everyone remembers, and the choice to cast Laura Holden in this role, it's solid, you know? I have no real complaints about it. I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have as that character. And they flesh her out a bit more here. I mean, there's a reason why she's suspicious of Rose and what they're doing in Silent Hill. In the game, Sybil just kind of happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. The first, half of this movie is perfection. The atmosphere of Silent Hill's empty, dread-inducing loneliness and isolation is captured beautifully. And it certainly helps that Christophe made the incredibly wise choice to use Akira Yamaoka's original songs from the first 3 games throughout the movie, because Akira's music was already the perfected soundtrack to this franchise. You don't screw up what wasn't already broke, you know? The only thing that irks me is that yes, there's a bit of original music in this by Jeff Dana, but 90%, maybe more, is Akira's music. But during the ending credits, he's not even credited as the one who composed the music. It just says Jeff Dana. I know that's a small nitpick, but I mean, come on. The monster designs also peak. Since this was 2006, this was still a time when studios didn't just resort completely to CGI, so most of the monsters peppered throughout the movie, they're actually done practically. I mean, yeah, they're enhanced by CGI a little, but they're still people in prosthetics and costumes, you know? I love the contorted faces and cries of the Grey Children, which, you know, in my opinion, is a huge improvement over the way they kind of just stabbing at you like a hamster with a shiv. The Armless Man, especially the build-up to its reveal, is excellent, even though these are a Silent Hill 2 monster. And again, the fact that it's an actual person in this costume walking like that just makes it much more disturbing and tangible. And then we come to Pyramid Head. This design is incredible, and let's be honest, is probably the reason why all the monster fuckers out there have a hard-on for him. But he shouldn't be here. And look, I get that he's there because he's probably the most iconic monster from the entire franchise. It makes sense for the movie why he's in there, but if you go by the lore that the games have established, Pyramid Head shouldn't be there at all. So let me get a little actually on you for a little bit here. In Silent Hill, how the town appears to you is different for everyone. It's based on your mental state, your fears, your regrets, your guilts, etc. Pyramid Head and the nurses appear specifically to James Sutherland in Silent Hill 2 for a very specific reason that I won't spoil because I'm sure some people haven't played it yet. So them being in this movie, though the scene where Pyramid Head single-handedly rips off this woman's whole skin suit and just hurls it at the church like a baseball player, that's metal as fuck. Fun fact, this version of the town of Silent Hill was heavily inspired by a real town in Pennsylvania. In 1962, people in Centralia were burning garbage too close to a coal mine and it lit a coal vein on fire. That fire spread underneath the town like an infernal spider web, just webbing its way throughout the entire city, and to this day is still burning. This resulted in almost the entire town being abandoned, save for a few residents who refused to leave. Centralia is like a huge fascination for me. I don't really know why. I think it's just because I am a huge Silent Hill fan, so Centralia was always kind of like a mythical place. I always wanted to go there. I imagine a lot of people have gone there solely for Silent Hill. I'm sure the residents who are left in that town probably hate it. I still kind of want to go though. The second half of the movie, in my opinion, is where it starts to lose some of its momentum. I'm really not a big fan of the way they start just lore dumping Alyssa's backstory via the old footage look, as if Rose is watching a movie or something. The way I would have done it is have like Kim Coates' character just explain it to Chris, since he was there, or have Dahlia briefly explain it to Rose, or pepper small chunks of exposition briefly throughout. Like, we really didn't need to bring the movie to a screeching halt for like 10 minutes just to explain all this. But the payoff is that we get one of the most cathartic and satisfying finales ever when Alyssa rises into the church surrounded by a massive barbed wire and proceeds to just really earn this movie's R rating. Did I mention I was 13 when I saw this? In a world of fresh shit from a butt video game adaptations, especially back in the early 2000s, man, goddamn, Silent Hill manages to rise above the rest of them. Christoph Gans clearly had a love for this franchise, and it showed. Yeah, it's not perfect, but the 34% Rotten Tomato score it currently has? No, like, that's totally undeserved. Especially when the other stuff coming out at the time was like fucking House of the Dead, Doom, Dead or Alive, Blood Rain. Like, come on, be for real. Be thankful we got this at all. Can't really say the same about what came after, though.
No! This can't be happening! No! Oh, please, God, no!